All right, everybody. Welcome to Shit Happens When You Party Naked. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. I am joined by my wife, as per usual. I got Chrissy here. What's up, Chrissy?
Hey.
Hey. Chrissy's had her fireball, so she's in a good mood. We are also joined today by our fellow New Hampshire podcasters from a fine podcast called We Need to Talk. Go look it up on iTunes when you're done listening to this show. We have Meader and Pepin. You guys go by Meader and Pepin, right?
Absolutely.
What's up?
About that.
Yeah.
No, nothing too much. Just chilling. Glad to be on the podcast here.
Yeah, I mean, it's wonderful to host a podcast inside your podcasting studio. It's great. It's like, hey, we're going to come over and play my game.
No, that's perfect. This is the second podcast we've hosted at our own places.
You got it. I mean, it is a wonderful studio going you guys have here. It beats the shit out of my mom's basement. These are my podcasting brothers from another mother's. So we're happy to have them on the show. So you guys were just telling us you're nearing your 100th episode.
Absolutely. And just so people are aware, this is the voice of Meader.
And this is Pepin right here.
Pepin is a very dapper young man. He's wearing a tie for my podcast. Who the fuck wears a tie for this podcast?
Look at this Republican over here with his red tie.
If I was wearing a tie for this podcast, I would use it for autoerotic asphyxiation. I would use it to choke myself while I beat my meat.
That's going to be later. I mean,
that is the only acceptable reason to wear a tie on this fucking show.
I haven't shown you the bedroom yet.
Oh, shit, yeah, I do want to see that. This guy has a bedroom in his podcasting studio. That's how fantastic and successful they've been in their 100 episodes. I think I dream about the day that we go 100 episodes, Christina, if we don't die of alcoholism first, which is probably the more likely.
50-50.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I would take those odds.
20-80.
Yeah, we're probably going to die before episode 100, but hey, it's something.
Sorry, Mom.
It's lofty. It's something to look forward to. Yeah, sorry, Joanne. So, what made you guys start a podcast?
So there's this day where I was talking to Steve about podcasts, and Steve at Meader had actually heard a podcast, so he started looking into it and started actually listening to some podcasts. And eventually, I don't know how it happened exactly, but one day we're like, we're going to record a podcast. Okay. And we do it over like Skype, and Steve's like, or Meader's like super, super sick. And it was a shitty episode, but that's how we got started.
Got to start somewhere. So that was how many years ago? It was many years ago? It was
like 2 years. It's almost been 2 years ago.
Okay.
And it was very bad quality, but it's like we're either going to do it now or we're going to wait like 5 months from now. So let's just do it now. And since then, we've been recording every Monday. So or been releasing the episode every Monday. We usually record in batch, so we record like 3 or 4 episodes at a time. But it's been about 2 years now.
That's a very efficient way to go about it, I think, is just knock out a few while you're all... I mean, as long as you can just keep recording, as long as you can sit up straight, right, Chrissy? Like, record till you pass the fuck out, right? It's a good way to go.
I think that's a good rule of thumb.
That's a good rule of thumb.
I mean, I guess I could record if I was laying down. If I really had to.
But you got to lean on the mic, you know what I mean?
I mean, I can hold that in front of my face.
Okay. We'll give it a shot next time. We'll record with you on your back.
The limits.
How about that?
We'll record on my back.
Yeah. We were having some fun sex
Face
talk
down,
earlier. You
ass up.
guys started a podcast so you could start talking about face down, ass up, like my wife just said?
Yeah, absolutely. That was the main idea. The first episode was about Pink Floyd, but that was just kind of to try and slip into people's ears so that we can fuck them.
Yeah.
That was the reaction I was hoping for right there.
That was well said.
Yeah, so...
One of the main reasons why we started the podcast actually was because we had these conversations like every once in a while where we just like talked about these really interesting things, or at least we found them interesting. And eventually we're like, we think other people might actually benefit from this conversation. Like it's unique perspectives, unique conversations, kind of maybe some funny moments, some sad moments, some sexy moments. So we said maybe other people want in on this. Maybe this is entertaining. So that was our kind of value proposition.
I see. I guess I had kind of a similar thing going where everybody that ever met me said, "Dude, shut up, please stop talking." Not just now, but in general, you need to talk less. And so I thought, why not? letting more people hear. Bullshit.
You have a great voice too for doing something audio.
I've been told almost my whole life, everyone says, man, you got this voice, like you need to get into radio. I said, find me a motherfucker want to pay me to talk into a microphone. And I was not able to find me a motherfucker who wanted to pay me to talk into a microphone. So eventually I broke down and figured I'd do it for free. Why not? Figure, I also figure, why not record some things for posterity? I mean, I'm not getting any younger. You guys can see the gray in my beard.
Not.
Yeah, and I mean, I am a type 1 diabetic with a heart condition. I probably should put some of this stuff down for posterity. I mean, what if my grandkids want to hear this shit one day? Right?
We gotta have a kid first, so that means
We do. That means getting it on. That means
yeah.
one-handed
That
clap.
was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
All right. It's like my wife is in her 30s and she's never seen the finger through the OK sign before. She's like, oh,
I
that's like...
have seen that before.
Okay, I know you have them.
Was that like an ASMR thing for you? Like you liked the audio?
I think she liked the audio.
I like the audio.
She likes the audio.
That is very good audio, though.
It does.
It does sound good, right?
Let's just cut here and have an hour long of.
So I have some gifts for you guys. I brought presents because it's like you guys were kind enough to have us on your show, and that was really there was like a lot of faith in us. Like that could have gone horribly wrong, right? But they're inviting us anyway, and they'd heard our show before inviting us on. It's not like they didn't know what they were getting. Like they rolled the dice on us getting pretty fucking rowdy, and so I thought to show my appreciation. And you guys doing my show, and I got to bring gifts. So what sizes are you guys?
I am a large.
Probably at least XL.
You're okay. You're a large. These run a little small.
Is that Luke?
What?
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Hold on, they're in here somewhere.
I'm just saying these aren't mine. They're the other person's.
Did we? This is the right bag, right? This is the right bag? You're sure this is the right bag?
I mean, it's not looking too good.
No, I'm pretty sure this is the right bag.
I like this little winged clit tip.
That or it's for the butt. It could be that could be for the butt.
Wow, I didn't even think of that. How close-minded am I?
Maybe you're pretty close-minded.
Isn't that a very creative toy?
Meader.
It is indeed. Oh shit! One of these fucking awesome
One of these
shirts.
fucking awesome shirts. There's t-shirts now, people. There's a large for you, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
For free swag, and don't think about keeping the dildos and taking this back.
How about the handcuffs?
Well, wait. Aren't you curious as to?
Can we turn that on? I want to hear it.
Yeah.
We didn't have batteries.
Unfortunately,
There's
It's
batteries in
dead.
it. I can see them from here.
I know, but they're dead.
Oh, you ran
They're
those
fucked.
We
things right
used
into the
the
ground.
fuck out of that thing last night on my
ran
ass.
to the ground. So
This one's still got batteries though.
There we go.
So I think half of the.
This is not a dildo though. I want to be clear. It's got 8 different vibration settings. This is not actually a dildo. This is a personal massager for my lower
It's called a
colon.
vibrator, not dildo.
It's for my lower colon.
Dildo, it does not vibrate.
It's not a dildo
It's
or
not a
vibrator.
vibrator.
It's not a vibrator or a dildo. It is a personal massager for my lower colon.
But
This one's for the upper colon.
That's where that kind
for the upper colon.
I don't even know what to do with that thing. That thing's huge.
That's a hummingbird.
Isn't it
Yeah.
weird? So what do you imagine the hummingbird does?
That's amazing.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So this
It should be a
thing.
woodpecker, right?
So
Like,
this thing vibrates. Yeah, this thing goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then this thing like.
Swirls?
I should have stopped for some double A's. It does swirl. It really does.
It
I wish I
does.
could turn this on.
I know.
right
I
now.
wish you could turn
The batteries are dead. Unfortunately, we didn't have. It requires like literally 18 C-cell batteries. That's how big this dildo is. Everybody who's listening, this thing legitimately, you have to hook it up to a car
Not
battery.
a dildo. Don't call it a
He
dildo.
has to hold it with 2
It's
hands.
a vibrator. No, a
Don't
dildo
get upset.
has
Yeah.
no batteries.
I need to put this down. I'm straining my arm. I understand. Look, I understand the nuance between a dildo and a vibrator, but it's so much more fun to say dildo.
What's the nuance? Can you tell me?
So a vibrator has batteries and it's powered. A dildo is just.
Oh,
It's just like a.
Those batteries look
plastic.
corroded.
It is.
They are.
Why
That's
do you have nasty corroded batteries?
That's
in your
not
We didn't know-
corrosion.
we didn't know they were corroded
That's
until
That's
today.
not corrosion.
Oh, okay.
That's a wholly different fluid.
It's a whole different.
Completely different fluid. That, I believe, the technical term for that, I believe, is pussy juice. Pussy, I used to believe. I mean, I don't like
How
to.
would you explain how it got into the battery?
It was the only place he
I
couldn't
mean, that's
clean.
pretty fucking long.
Things
that's
things
pretty
are
long.
Well, I have described you as cavernous
God.
before.
It's craziness.
I felt like that was a swing and a miss.
It wasn't.
I feel like my wife is just like, I'm fucking ignoring that.
I know. I just, and there's little balls right here too.
Yeah, well, that usually comes with a dick.
Crazy.
Like 6 or 7 in there, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is definitely, that does,
The
This is like
hummingbird, though.
I know, right?
Like, why is it a hummingbird?
That's pretty cool. I mean,
Why does it have to be a bird?
Although, the one thing that the one thing I've always loved about,
ridiculous.
I know, Christina, I understand I'm holding a vibrator, but the one thing that I've always loved about a dildo in general is how floppy they are. There's some good, like, visual, but maybe not the best for a podcast and audio medium, but it is great when you can kind of, like, that rubbery cock that's just kind of like, blah, 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 you know, you can,
Sounds like a cock.
sounds like, that's the sound a cock makes.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, let me just,
Those are handcuffs,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can put those.
and I
in
brought
there.
lubricant and,
Lubricant, perfect.
yeah, I didn't pack those for today for our podcast. It was just, just already in the bag.
Oh, yeah.
I just threw the shirts and stuff in the
Do
nearest
you guys
bag.
want to hear the different speeds?
oh yeah.
This thing's like 16 speed. It's got more speeds than a fucking Schwinn.
So this is the way I kind of think of it. It's like when escalator goes down, it becomes stairs. When a vibrator doesn't vibrate, it becomes a dildo, right?
That's a really wonderful way of thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dildo, right?
Is that like a pulse setting?
It's a pulse setting. It is. It pulses.
I can't tell if it's you like switching it on
No,
and off
no,
or
no.
if that's what it does.
No,
No,
that's what it does.
That's perfect.
Multi-speed. And then it goes off.
And you can tell when it's in your butt. You can tell what because that's a sensitive area of the body. So you can pick up on those nuances of that sensation that it creates when it goes buzz versus when it's like bzz, 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 versus when it's like bzz, bzz, bzz.
So it's like getting a haircut. You're like, give me a number 6.
Yeah, precisely.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a
precisely.
great
Depending on the
analogy.
itch in your butt, you need to like. I need the 3-speed, the 4-speed.
Is that one specifically for the butt?
No.
No, but
the
you know
lube
what?
multi-
As I learned in a fine video called "One Guy, One Jar," anything is a dildo if you're brave enough.
I am not brave enough.
you
for
are
that, I'm
brave
sorry.
enough-
Not for a mason guy.
Literally anything. The neck of that guitar, if you're brave
Oh my
enough,
God.
that
I'm not
could be a
brave
dildo.
enough.
You know? Kind of dangerous, yeah.
I imagine, yeah, but so is putting glass in your ass, and there is a man on the internet who did that.
There is. I don't think we ever even got into the BME Pain Olympics.
Yeah, that one's bad.
That's real bad stuff.
What is it?
Geez, I wanted to ask more about like where you guys went to school and what church
We
you
went
went to.
right into people
But I
cutting their
actually,
dicks off.
now you piqued my curiosity. What is this thing you just said? The Pain
my God.
Olympics?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this.
It was, I think it was BME.
Yeah, body modification experiment or body Olympics. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Is this like a 50 Shades of Grey type of thing? I love that.
No, it's way
I
worse.
love that movie.
It was the Pain Olympics.
You've never seen that movie. Have you all seen
No,
50
no.
Shades of Grey?
No.
Thankfully not.
I've
think it's pop
read
culture
all
enough.
the fucking books.
Really?
Saw the 2 movies so far. I think there's 3.
Is it like
movies.
Saw?
No, it's not like Saw.
Very similar, right?
I mean, they could
No,
both. I think either
no.
one could qualify as porn as long as you're coming.
Oh my God, that's
I
so
mean-
funny. No, but at the time that the books were really relevant, I was in an airport and I was reading one of the books and I would look around and multiple females around me were also reading the book.
Everybody was reading
Yeah, I was like, yeah. My mom read the book, but she couldn't read it when she was sitting next to my dad because she
Oh
would
my
be too
God.
embarrassed. So she had to read it solo. But anyways, what was the...
I got into the wrong business. I really should have written erotica.
Yeah. Chuck Tingle, you could have done something like him.
Yeah, I really feel like I could have been good at that.
What was the BEM?
The BME Pain Olympics was
BME.
basically videos of guys cutting their junk off.
Holy
and it was
shit.
hugely popular back around the same time as the
Like
Two
with a
Girls One Cup.
cigar snipper, like they'd stick it in the.
All sorts of things. There were people
clipper.
with hatchets, with like regular knives, where they just like slam. And I guess the idea at the time was that they were all on like insane amounts of drugs, and that in doing so, they were awarded a whole bunch of drugs as well, which I think was the same thing for Two Girls One Cup, and they got
drugs.
That was the rumor, was that they got like a shit ton of heroin and meth for doing like this disgusting things, and I'm pretty sure that was the same for the BME Pain Olympics, which were viral at the time. I mean, it was huge.
So we should amend the statement that anything is a dildo if you're brave enough, and we should say anything is a dildo if you're brave or desperate enough for drugs. Then, in which case,
Which
anything
is sad.
It is a little sad, but then,
It is
you know,
sad.
like I think desperation in human beings has brought us some other fine forms of entertainment, such as like bum fights, where you pay drunk homeless people to fight each other, and like the winner gets the little plastic bottle of like Popov's vodka or some shit.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That is really high class entertainment.
Do you remember we were in Old Orchard Beach and we were with my parents?
Were we drinking?
We were drinking, and I was drunk. I know it's hard to believe, but I was. And we passed.
I don't believe you.
We passed somebody who was on a bench, and they were clearly fucked up. They looked like they were probably on meth or heroin, probably
was not.
heroin.
She was-
I was just like, she was not. No, and I was like, why isn't anybody doing anything? Like, you would think if somebody walks by, they would want to intervene, which I know they probably can, but it was just like really upsetting. Like,
So why didn't you do anything?
I mean, I don't even know what I would do.
Oh, that's the same thing everyone else was thinking.
But if it was a cop,
Yeah.
they should know what to
Christina,
do.
you should be the change
Jason.
you want to see in the world.
So what should we do?
I think we should leave that fucked up person alone.
I don't think so.
Oh, I say leave her there to die.
I got my first kiss in Old Orchard Beach
Nice.
in a church.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
That's very sweet. If you were fucked up on a bench, would you want somebody to help you?
Depends. Am I gonna die?
Probably. You're probably going down a bad path.
I mean,
What are you going to do?
but
Like, say, okay, you can come over to our place and stay in our guest bedroom, and then, like, 3 minutes later, she's
Definitely
left
not.
with all of our jewelry and money?
No, they wouldn't want. I'd want to bring them. I feel like they should get brought to some type of rehab.
You can't
Okay.
force someone though, because if
was
they don't want
gonna say,
help,
yeah.
I mean, you can't. It's like that's the big thing though, because a lot of these people, if they don't want help or if they've gotten help before, hasn't worked.
Well, how do you know if you don't at least ask them? Like, do you want help? I would want someone to try and intervene, but I wouldn't blame anybody for not doing so. Because like I'm fucked up on a bench in Old Orchard Beach. Like nobody has to help me. Nobody should feel bad about not helping me. My choices brought me there.
And then who pays for the rehab? I mean, the rehab professionals have to get paid, and I mean, the person on the bench is probably not going to pony up the cash, and I sure as shit ain't putting a stranger through
But
rehab.
like, what
so.
point do you have to get to that you're fucked up on a bench in public like that? Like if I'm gonna get fucked up, if I'm gonna get belligerent like that, I ain't gonna be on a bench in public.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there's just some of that social not status, but norm.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm gonna go and do heroin and then be completely, high in
You shouldn't do that in
public.
public.
But I'm just saying, on a serious note, I mean, obviously I don't know, like what would make somebody be okay doing that?
It's they got to be pretty desperate for getting high. I mean, they needed some heroin pretty bad and did it as soon as they. I mean, it's not like they were going to say, "Oh, well, I've got the heroin now. It's time for the 20-minute drive home." It's like, nope, putting it inside me. Like if I have this heroin for more than 30 seconds in my possession before it's in me, it's been too long. So I feel like that's the case with a lot of folks. Or maybe even if you're that far into the grips of addiction,
That's
you might not
exactly
even
what I'm
have a place
thinking.
to go. There might not be a home for you. That particular alley might be home.
It
So
was just really sad.
I think you also have to think about how the person got there, because there's a whole history behind that. It could have taken years and so. And I think a good analogy is, let's say you're like watching porn and then you finish and you're like, how the fuck did I get to like this right here? right? You don't expect to get to like
every time
You
you're like, what is this filth?
It's like you gotta one up the porn on yourself. It's like you just start with like, look, I'm just gonna start with a little bit of candlelit porn. It's just a guy on top of a girl, missionary, and then like seriously, fast forward like 5.5 minutes, and you're watching a couple of hunters literally fuck on the corpse of a bear that they shot. Yeah. Have you seen Shake That Bear?
No.
You haven't seen Shake That Bear? All right, neither has my wife. So.
Oh no.
Or you end up watching like Bukake. I can't say it.
Oh my gosh, he told me he educated me on
I educated her on the
Oh
bukkake.
my goodness.
Your wording choice is so particular. You didn't tell me about he educated me.
I educated her.
And then the Bukake's not enough, so you go to Bukake compilations.
Oh, dude, compilation porn is like one of the best things ever. I love compilation because, like we were saying, you have that 15-second forward button, and you can kind of like quickly zoom through the video. The compilations are best. It's like the highlight reel. It's like just like you ever click that 30-minute video and it's like 30 minutes of chicks getting nutted on, and it's like it
No,
just.
I haven't.
I mean, that doesn't do much for me. Just that one act. It doesn't really do much.
I love it. The video where it's like, and it's 30 straight minutes, and it's like chick takes it in the eye, cut, chick takes it in the eye, cut, chick takes it on the tit, cut, chick takes it in the eye. When it's like rapid fire like that, and it's like machine gun cum, and these chicks are like, they like.
Is that what you like?
Yeah, they do this like head flinch.
Does that work
shit.
for you?
I mean, I don't know
Do
as
you have
far
a
as
semi right now?
I'm actually fully torqued. fully torqued.
Do we need to stop the recording right now?
Well, we don't
Do we
have
need to borrow their bathroom?
We don't have to stop the recording. We don't actually have to stop the recording. I would say that
We should tell them we're trying to have a baby.
yeah, we are trying
This
to have
is for the future of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
huge.
just give us a moment?
Wow. This is,
It's
all right, I'll grab the bass. Maybe you grab the guitar. We'll play some mood music. We'll light the famous candle.
One of you's got to hold the camera. No, but I mean, I don't think that the cum shot compilation is necessarily what gets me off as much as it's one of the funniest things that you can watch. It's like these chicks, like getting it, and they're like, they're still trying to look sexy too. Although sometimes you do see those like cum shot videos where the girls get mad. That's always humorous as well.
I don't want
like,
cum in my
you
eye.
came on me, and you're like. Well, you jerked him off like you literally sat you sat Indian style at his knees underneath his balls while jerking him off. What do you think he was going to do? Of course, he came on you. So,
What's that thing when like a girl deep throats and the guy comes and it kind of comes out the nose?
I think that's called awesome.
Oh my god.
Something dragon or I don't know.
Angry Dragon. Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Angry Dragon?
Yeah, you ever hear that sex shit that you think like somebody made this up because it sounds funny, but that's not really real. That doesn't happen. Who shoots cum out of their nose like when you start laughing while you're drinking milk? Who the fuck does that? Does that really happen? We gotta find a video of that. I gotta see if that's a real thing.
It happened to me once.
Wait a second.
Stop everything and tell the
So,
story.
With milk.
I thought you were saying your boyfriend was like getting on you.
Oh my god. I thought you were saying some girl was giving you a hat and then you came and it came
I
out
thought
her
it was
nose.
definitely you with the cum out your nose.
Well,
Definitely.
Oh yeah, I definitely thought it was you with the dick in your mouth. Like, oh yeah, it totally happened to me. I mean,
Wait, so
like,
you were deep throating a guy and then milk came out your nose?
yeah, it's kind of strange. I don't know where the milk came from, but
I think that's a South Park joke. South Park did it.
This guy convinced me that if I put milk in my mouth, it would be more enjoyable for me to blow him. So that's how we did that.
Oh
So
my goodness.
I have Shake That Bear for my wife, and you guys have never seen Shake That Bear either, have you?
No.
So these mics just one directional right here.
they're pretty
straight
directional, yeah.
Because I do want some of this audio to pick up too, but I want everybody to be able to see this.
Yeah, I mean, if you turn it up loud enough, you will be able to hear.
Yeah, I'll definitely hit the volume. Okay, so this may be a little hard for you guys to see, but we can watch it more than once, I guess, because I'm also going to try to hold it in front of the mic here. So this is a video called Shake That Bear. I'm surprised you guys haven't seen Shake That Bear, but I love being educational. I love teaching. I love learning. I'm really very committed to like
Preach.
scholarly endeavors and stuff. So this is Shake That Bear.
Featured on Tumblr.
did they just shoot the bear down?
They did just shoot the bear down out of the tree.
Is it a real bear?
It is a real bear. I'll show you guys the video next.
Oh my.
I don't last a long time, sweetheart. It was cold.
Your face is pretty good. Shake that bear. Shake that bear. He's totally fucking her on that bear
Oh my goodness.
carcass corpse. So let me back this up and I'll show it to you guys. So
I don't know why I didn't think it was porn. That's
No, it's
obviously
totally
a
porn.
porn.
Yeah, so
I was able to see.
they shoot the
You were
bear.
able to see. Yeah.
It's like a home video.
Yeah. This is totally amateur, which is the hottest kind.
Holy shit.
She knows she's about to get bent over this bear. She's excited.
I love that sound, like that
I
music.
know. I like that. There's some decent production value.
Long time, sweetheart. It was cold.
Oh, yeah.
Fucked.
That is just.
Shown on efucked.com. You can sponsor us.
Fuck.
Shit happens when you party naked.
I was going to say
Now
this.
taking sponsors.
This show is brought to you by 4th Street Church. They have a youth soccer program that's just starting for the spring. You guys make sure that you call 4th Street Church. Sponsored by 4th Street Church, everybody.
So that's like a bearskin rug, right?
That is like,
Like fucking on a
bear.
bearskin rug.
It's like fucking on a bearskin rug, but the rest of the bear too. Like,
Yeah.
The rest of the bear too. That's a poor man's. There's
look at
rug.
him smacking her butt with his dick. I love it. It's such a great video. Look at this shit.
Such a great video.
And he's.
A plus. A plus.
You hear that sound? That. You're not. Oh God, that's the worst part. They let the dogs have the bear. They just let the dogs.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
That's I don't like that as much as.
Oh, we don't like that part.
No, that honestly.
We're okay with them fucking over the dead bear,
What they
but
do
we
with-
don't want the dogs to get at
I mean,
it.
what they do in their private life, who are we to judge? But I mean, really, when you just kind of like let the dogs start tearing the bear. I mean, I guess at least the bear is dead, but
Who let the dogs out?
You know, that was about ugly women at the club.
was
Song.
that?
Yeah. Yeah, the Baja Men were singing about, like, who let all these fucking ugly women into the club? Who let the dogs out?
That makes so much more sense. I thought it was like maybe the Baja Men, they themselves were the dogs because like they're here to get it on.
Well, very similar. Very similar. And I'm sure you're going to love this. This is the most fucked up podcast I've ever been on.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That is like so.
I haven't seen you smile this much all night.
That is like a really wonderful compliment. It's might be the best compliment I've ever had. Yeah.
I knew you'd love that.
That's a wonderful, wonderful compliment.
We try.
This was
Yeah.
like a great opportunity to watch porn with 3 other people.
Yeah. No,
That's a first for you?
I mean, yeah, actually it is. I mean, technically, okay.
As we were discussing earlier, I mean, is that
Oh my
porn?
goodness.
Yeah.
That video?
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
because you're
definitely.
watching two people.
That was like the definition
Yeah,
of porn.
I
Yeah.
think so too.
I think they show that in a textbook.
So how does
is
that?
porn.
How does that? Yeah, I'm sure they
Shake
show
that
that. Yeah, they wouldn't show anything with the pizza guy coming in. And, like I would think there's more traditional kinds of porn out there, but maybe not.
This group obviously doesn't like traditional though.
How does that feel next to like the incest porn? Which one is better, worse?
The incest porn's a little bit better than that. That one's a little too real for me.
That
The
one's very
incest
real.
porn is
Yeah,
real?
no. I mean, the incest porn, I at least have deniability where I can be like, well, they're not really related, so
Yeah.
I can just pretend.
That's not really her dad.
But, like,
fucking
that
her
was
while her
r-
grandpa gets her face. You know,
that
like,
was really a bear that they shot, killed,
Yeah.
and fucked on.
they
Like, that
definitely
was
fucked on that bear.
Yeah, that was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, they fucked on that bear.
I don't necessarily have a problem with it because, I mean, they're going to, like, they already killed it, right? I mean, I think, I don't think you have a problem killing bears. I don't think that's the issue. Fucking on a bear, I mean, if you killed it, you're going to, like, cut it up and everything. That's pretty terrible. So I think comparatively, it's not necessarily logically bad. It's still kind of fucked up, though. I mean, it's...
What if they had like a medical condition? Like we have to fuck on this bear right now. Like it, you know.
Yeah.
VR exists now, so you can do anything you want.
I don't.
in the
At the
virtual
time,
space.
at the time that was filmed, though, I think the first time I saw Shake That Bear was, I don't know, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen Shake That Bear for the first time.
So
I've watched it many times over the years.
Your argument is that there may be a medical condition.
There may be a medical condition causing them to need to fuck on top of that bear. What do you think, Christina?
I don't think there's a medical condition that would require them to fuck.
And film it and post it on the web.
Exactly, yes.
My
Thank
issue
you.
isn't with shooting the bear. My issue isn't with people having sex. It's with them shooting the bear so that they can film themselves having sex on the dead bear and then not even utilize the bear.
Yeah, I actually did think that was a little shocking. Like they just fed the bear to the dogs at the end, where it's like, you know what? Look, if you're going to go hunting
that.
and you're going to, shoot an elk so that you can have elk meat and you're going to feed your family with it, if you happen to fuck the elk first and you have sex in and on and around, possibly even with the elk corpse, before you butcher it and eat it and stuff like that. I mean, look, it's at the point in which you've hunted the elk and killed it. It's your elk. You're free to do with as you please. But I don't like the idea of letting it go to waste.
Yeah,
No.
that's where the Native American in me really comes out.
Honestly,
So let me
I
ask you a
agree.
question.
Like, I think that, I mean, if you want to hunt and you get off on having sex on whatever you just hunted, okay, as long as you then do something and eat the meat,
Yeah,
eat the
don't
meat,
let- yeah.
and whatever. I don't like, I mean, I'm not a hunter. I'm like just an animal lover, so that would be hard. But hey, people got to do it. I
What
eat
if-
meat.
What if fucking on top of that bear and shaking that bear, what if that was like
Tenderizes
part of the
meat?
tenderizing process?
Oh
Thank
my
you. Oh my
God.
God, you read my fucking mind.
Holy
Jesus, that's-
shit.
That's why we call it Team Almy, everybody. That is why they pay us the big
shit.
bucks.
And that would be fine if they were actually eating the meat after.
No, they just fed it to the dogs. That's not cool.
Well,
at
then
all.
the dogs probably appreciated
So
it.
you mentioned being Native American.
Yeah.
You are the
That's
most
great.
you are the most pale-faced motherfucker I have ever laid eyes on. What are you, like 132
Yeah, it's-
part North Native American?
It's negligible. It's like a 16th.
Yeah,
How do you
I think
know?
like part of your pinky toenail is fucking Native American. The
Because
rest of you
my
look
grand-
Scottish as fuck.
My grandfather's
You look
mom
French.
was 100% Native American, Blackfoot Indian. So that, in the lineage, like it's a 16th or a 32nd. It's like, it's pretty much nothing. But it's enough to make jokes about.
Did you get free college? In Maine?
No, but I got a lot of free blankets.
blanket smells funny.
Why did you get free blankets?
Because
This blanket smells kind of funny. Is that smallpox or jizz?
it was,
blanket is
it was
crusty as
a
fuck.
terrible thing that the colonials did to Native Americans is they gave them free blankets, and the blankets were infested with smallpox, and it killed them all.
Because they didn't have an immunity to smallpox because they lived on a different continent. So
It's a great time.
It was a great joke. Well, perfect.
that was like the
Right
perfect
through
prank.
explaining it,
In
everything.
case it's not, there were other people out there who didn't understand.
Exactly.
I
No,
was,
Christina
I,
knew
was high,
exactly.
I was high in that class.
Yeah. If it was
probably
high
not
school,
playing.
you were high in every
I
class.
was
yeah.
high in
You
every
really
class.
were high in every class in high school.
Yeah.
So, in addition to Native American, what you is?
Mostly British. Meader is very British. Meadowborough is where we come from. We kind of created that whole thing and
I
then
say.
flew over here or something. I don't know how that happened.
And then Pepin.
Pepin's half black.
Yeah,
Well, actually, 75% black.
from the waist up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the waist up. From the waist up, indeed. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
What does that mean?
It means he's got real big lips.
Oh my God.
Pepin is mostly French. And he's also talking in third person for some reason, but
I thought you were talking about like your name, not you as a
The
person.
Pepin name, yeah.
oh yeah, Pepin's also French. Okay, I'm not actually French, but yeah, the Pepin name is French. I guess in French you say like Pepin, but French, kind of like a little bit Irish, UK, European, Canadian as well. I mean, I guess my great grandparents, they came over from France over to Canada, and then they went from Canada to the U.S. And apparently, Somersworth is kind of where they all settled there, and so while my family they speak French and stuff, though not to me.
Not to you. My family is French Canadian. I have family. He just yelled at me again. That was the first time this show. They're in like Nova Scotia, area. My dad went to a Catholic high school. He got his knuckles slapped by nuns with like the stick and stuff, but they used to have mass during school, which fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, Janet's not listening, but
Oh, yeah, good thing she's not.
yeah, I just say fuck that. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're French Canadian too.
French Canadian for the
Yeah,
win.
yeah. Bonjour. Comme ci, comme ça. That's just how are you doing? Or I'm so. I'm so. It's comme ci, comme ça.
I was going to say, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
at all.
comme ci, comme ça. Can't be creative there.
No, I'm not even sure what you're implying.
What are you getting at?
Yeah. I don't. Maybe we should move on and talk about something else. Maybe you can tell some successful jokes about it.
Okay, we'll move on.
Oh, wait, hold on. Is it because you said come?
Come, yes.
Oh my God, and you said come twice.
Comme ci, comme ça.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that seems obvious. Motherfucker.
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 Ooh, are we gonna do another Samuel L?
You know, I almost think we should. Have you guys heard her Samuel L. Jackson?
So-
It's fucking spot on.
I cannot believe her Samuel L. Jackson.
It's so. I want to hear from Snakes on a Plane.
You want to hear Snakes on a Plane?
We just watched. I finally just watched that movie.
Finally, I know. We'd never. It's amazing how she's able to do
Movie
Samuel L.
is
Jackson
ridiculous.
so well, but she's seen almost none of his films. And I'm like, he's in pretty much every third movie. How have you not seen any of his films? And
Because motherfucker wasn't inspired by Samuel L. Jackson.
no, it totally was because
No.
Popularized.
it
It was
was.
inspired by being married to a certain someone.
Call me
Lyndon B.
motherfucker.
Johnson, right?
I haven't heard this impression. I'm very intrigued.
It's wicked fucking
I'm
good.
not. I'm
It
not.
is,
It's-
Please?
Fucking perfect.
It is so good. It's so good. Hold on, let me see if I can find the Snakes on a Plane.
so silly.
So I love the Dude Love headband.
Oh yeah.
Or is that Macho Man?
No, this
bit of
is
both?
I don't know what it is. I picked this up at a I'm diabetic. I mentioned I'm type 1 diabetic. And so I volunteer at a diabetes camp, summer camp for like diabetic kids every summer. And this thing that I'm wearing on my head used to be the sleeve of a tie-dyed shirt, a short sleeve, and I just put it over my head like a skull cap. And my wife particularly enjoys it when I wear it while recording the podcast. I think it was one of our earlier episodes, and we were drinking a little bit. Shocker, I know. But we had a little bit to drink when we were recording, and I just threw this thing on to make people around the room laugh, obviously because nobody's listening to this can see it. But I just did it for the other people so that I would be kind of silly and help set a good tone. And my wife was like, fuck, I love that. You got to wear that every time. So
Every time.
every time. So I have Samuel L. Jackson.
Enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane!
Is that a sufficient review for you, Christina? You want to hear it one more time?
One more time.
All right, one more time. You would really, really like, if you need to warm up a little bit,
Okay.
let me hear you say motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Okay. Motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Okay. All right. So feel free to say motherfucker a few more times. If you need to warm up the pipes. La 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 la. Maybe try hitting a really low motherfucker, like motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
There we go. One more, really low.
Motherfucker.
Try one really high. Motherfucker. Okay. So I just want to make sure that you're vocally warmed up for this. She usually goes through a very rigorous vocal warm up that does involve gargling Fireball.
Yeah, and I'm out.
All right. So one more time. One more time.
Is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane!
Okay.
Everybody strap in!
I think it's helpful because I've seen the movie now.
I think it is. You know the context now. You know the
Yeah.
overall story arc.
I don't blame him.
You know where this character is.
I'd be sick of
he
the
is
motherfucking snakes,
tired of the
too.
snakes at this point in the movie.
Have you guys seen the movie?
No.
Silly.
I've heard
What
it's
are
good,
you?
though.
What are you doing with your lives?
Podcasting.
I mean,
Watching porn?
We have gathered that from this
We have definitely-
evening. Yeah.
I think Pepin is from the French for porn.
Yeah. Yeah.
It descends from the old French. Pepin is actually what you do with your penis and your asshole while you're watching a pornographic movie.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because you got to involve the anus as well. I don't want to derail this,
Digress.
Samuel. Yeah, I
we're
want to give you a
digressing.
shot.
We
Okay.
keep digressing to porn.
I know. Porn always comes up.
It's like I'm hanging out with three guys or something. Can't get away
I'll
from
pull her
it.
hair. I'll smack her ass. So let's hear you. Great. You're it's the very end of the movie. You had it with these motherfucking snakes in this motherfucker.
I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Wow.
You've been practicing that since last time?
I
That's
think
fucking
I
good.
understand. I'm
Yeah.
getting more into context. You know, I didn't know the context before.
Yeah.
I've seen the
So
movie.
now
Do
that
it-
you've
do
seen
it
the
one more
film,
time.
you want to hear it one more time?
No.
Okay.
Do it one more time.
Do it one more time. All right.
Enough is enough. I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
I want to hear the drama. I want to hear the drama. I want that big black
Okay,
man
one
to
more
come out of
time.
you.
One more time,
Pull
though.
that big black man out of you. Come on.
I know he's down there somewhere.
There's a big black man inside you. I know we're gonna find him.
Yes, he is.
Pull Samuel L. Jackson out.
Okay. Enough is
This is pretty good. This is pretty good.
enough is enough. I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Oh, that's pretty fucking good.
Thank you. Thank you.
You need to teach a class. That's pretty
do need to
fucking
teach a
good.
class.
That is really incredible
I
stuff.
know.
That is incredible stuff. We gotta. I think what we really need to do is spend. Maybe when I'm done with finals or something, I have some time to devote to this because I'm gonna have to do this one with you. We're gonna have to do one where we're doing the what scene from Pulp Fiction.
We'd have to watch it again.
Yeah, that's the one where you're like, where you from? What? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what? What?
You speak English, motherfucker?
Say what? One more time, motherfucker. I double dare you.
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta.
I was in the wrong movie.
No, it's the right movie.
That was the right
It's the right
movie?
movie. Yeah. So there's just this little sequence. This little.
You speak English, motherfucker? That is in that movie?
No, he said, "What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?" Like that's a question. Like they speak English and what? Because he asked him, "Where you from? What? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?" We'll have to watch the scene.
We'll have to
again.
watch it, 'cause I don't know.
We'll bring that scene back up. I think that's one we should work on, though.
Perfect.
You're gonna have to remember like more than one line, though.
I love doing those impersonations.
I can tell
There's
you do. It's
nothing
the highlight of the
It's
episode.
the highlight. It's
Yeah.
definitely the highlight. I
It's the
feel
highlight of the
completely
episode.
comfortable, and I feel like I'm being most true to myself when I get to do that.
And like you're not being put on the spot at all.
Not at all.
Because like when we're not.
It's not awkward at all.
Yeah, before we record, she actually begs. She's like,
Oh,
"Can
I
we please
do.
do one this
I
episode?"
do.
I said, "I don't want to do one every single episode." You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to be the show that just does Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, what happens when we run out of Samuel L. Jackson quotes, and that's our whole shtick? And she's like, "But just let's do a few more. He's made like 400 movies. We'll never run out." And I'm like, oh, "Okay, fine." I mean, I always give in. I always indulge you because it's all you want to do in this fucking show.
It definitely is. It was definitely my idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you sound just like him. How can I,
do
not share that with the world?
just like him.
How can I not share that
Yeah.
with the world? Everybody needs to hear your Samuel L. Jackson impersonation.
Yeah, it's
It
true,
is
kid.
good.
It's
It is
true,
good
kid.
shit. It's good shit. So,
It is kid.
the both of you guys are young. Let's focus on the guests, Christina. It's not all about you and your Samuel L. Jackson impersonation. Honestly, I'm getting kind of tired of this shit. Okay, let's talk to our fucking guests.
You're right.
Please.
You're right. I
Jesus.
apologize.
So,
Fuck, I suck.
you know, I know, but you know what? I haven't found a replacement for you yet, so you're not fired yet. You're still on the hook as co-host. You gentlemen are nice young fellows. About how old are each of you?
Take a guess.
All right.
Wait, I have a guess. You have a
You have a
guess.
guess? Oh, do you want to go first? Ladies first. I'll be a gentleman for once.
Who we guessing?
Do you want to? I was going to start with Pepin, but if you want to start, you start with whomever. Hon. It doesn't have to be a formal process. You can just.
I bet they're similar ages, but you
I bet
guys have
they
a
are.
very different vibe right now.
Well,
Yeah.
my powers of deduction are still as sharp as ever. You said that you used to live in the same town as him years ago, which means you guys went to high school together.
For sure.
He's your best friend. You're his best
Oh,
friend. So you guys
I
have
heard
known
they
each other
said
for a
best
while.
friend.
Yeah, so they went to high school together for sure.
I'm thinking
which places them
26.
within the same age range by probably about a year at least.
26.
I was going to guess 26 as well.
No, I'm 27.
27.
Okay,
we
we're off by
suck.
one fucking
We fucking
year.
suck.
All
We should just fucking go
quit.
home.
Fucking unplug these mics. I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
We suck.
I'm terrible at this fucking game.
How old do you think we are?
26.
That son of a bitch lies. I swear to God, that's bullshit. I don't look 26.
Christina's obviously like about 20, 21.
Motherfucker.
They're just being nice because I gave them T-shirts.
I know.
They're being nice because they don't want to get hit by
And
that
did you
giant
see
pink
the
dildo.
gray
Vibrator, I'm sorry.
vibrator?
It's not a dildo.
We don't
it's
have a
vibrator.
dildo.
Dildo is so much more fun to say. It sounds more
Vibrator.
fun. Dildo. So you guys are definitely millennials, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
90s
So-
kid.
Yeah, by definition.
Let me ask you.
Oh my
this.
God,
I know.
I'm so fucking excited. This
She's
topic
ready to
came
get
up.
in your ass.
Perfect. I'm excited.
Question.
We're talking about the same thing, right?
Question.
Yeah.
Before I break this chair with my fat ass. Do you guys eat sushi?
No.
Yeah.
No, okay, so I have one yes and one no. Pepin says no, he doesn't touch sushi. What's wrong with sushi?
I don't like fish in general. I mean, I'm not a fish guy. I'm a very picky eater in general.
So I have listened to your podcast enough to know that you are a picky eater. In fact, it probably took me about 30 seconds of one episode to determine that you were a picky eater.
Really?
So let me ask you this as a follow-up question. You say no to sushi. You're off the hook because you said yes to sushi. My man, okay. You're on the hook because you said no to sushi, and I think that's fucking weird. Let me ask you this question. What's the name of that Czechoslovakian broad you wanna bone?
Dito Angel.
Dito Angel. So let's say Dito Angel's like, hey, I want to make that movie you were talking about. Let's make that movie. Like, I'm feeling a little bit, the vagina's wet. It's let's go time. The slip and slide is open, right?
Yeah.
So she says, but first, you gotta, you have to please me, right? You gotta please. You must be a gentleman. We're gentlemen here. I very much believe in being a gentleman. You have to please your lady, right? And so sometimes that means doing some things that. I mean, honestly, Jesus probably wouldn't be very happy about, and your mother doesn't want to hear about. Does your mom listen to your podcast?
She doesn't know it exists, I don't think.
Yeah,
so.
mine definitely
Yeah, mine
doesn't.
does. She's been on.
Mine is like, this is filthy. Yeah, mine is like, I cannot listen to this shit. I got to pray for your soul that you're doing this. At any rate, let's say Dito Angel says, look,
Okay.
we're gonna get it on. You're gonna be able to do whatever you want for me, but first you got to eat my ass. Do you eat her ass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would anyway. So.
You probably would anyways, but you won't fucking touch sushi? You'll eat ass and not sushi. This is what's fucking wrong with the millennials these days. These fucking young people, they will eat ass and not fucking tuna roll? You won't eat a fucking California roll, but you'll eat where the fucking poop comes. You know poop comes out of there, right?
Yeah.
That's where the poop comes out. You fucking put your mouth on a fucking poop hole, but you can't handle a little bit of fucking spicy tuna or a little fucking crunchy roll with the fucking spicy mayo on it and shit. It's fucking delicious. Ass delicious. You got that one little ass hair, and you're like, oh my God, this woman was attractive until I found this one little curly little ass hair all alone right by her fucking rusty sheriff's badge. And you're gonna get down on that and you won't touch a fucking tuna roll.
Yeah, of course. I mean, she has a pretty nice ass. I mean, her asshole's pretty cute. She shaves, so there's not that issue of the hair.
I'm just saying it's easy to miss one, right? You just get that one, and it's hard to shave an asshole. Let's be real here. If you're getting hair off of an asshole, you got to be waxing. There's no other way, really. What are you going to do? You don't have enough hands to spread your butt cheeks and get a razor back there. It's really hard to see. You're going to cut your asshole.
She's not shaving her own asshole.
No, I don't.
Somebody else is probably
I think
shaving
she's,
her bum.
but she's waxing. She's just
probably
gets a Brazilian.
waxing.
Yeah, she gets a Brazilian. But I'm saying it's easy to miss one. You're gonna get down there and you're gonna see that one little hair, and you'd rather have that in your mouth than some fucking that fresh maguro, that white tuna when it's fucking so delicate and tender. You get that rice.
Maybe that's how he feels a better bum.
It's impossible until this
might be, though.
generation. These millennials. It's really the only problem I have with you guys is that you'll eat ass and not sushi. You're cool though. You'll eat sushi.
I won't eat ass.
Honestly, as long as you eat sushi, I have no problem with people eating ass. It's not like I want to persecute ass eaters. I'm sure there's a ton of people listening to this show. They're like, wait, what's your problem with ass eating? For the record, I have no problem with ass eating, but it just seems like very.
I'm going to keep that in mind.
There's a lot. Oh God. Yeah, that's not how you get pregnant, though. That I think.
Foreplay.
So what I will say is that I feel like there's too much cognitive dissonance with I will eat ass, I won't eat sushi. I mean, one is a food, the other is a butt hole, and then one is delicious, and the other one I would imagine tastes kind of like sweat and poop.
Well, if she cleans down there, I mean, it has to be clean. If it's not clean, well, okay, maybe it's Dito Angel. It doesn't matter. But
Oh my goodness.
You would do anything for
That's
this woman.
dedication.
That is.
if she
I
wanted
hope
me to,
she's listening.
if she wanted me to shake that bear, I would.
What if she wanted you to eat the bear's ass?
No,
She's like, prove your love. You gotta eat that bear's
You got
ass.
your limits. You got your
no,
limits.
I will not go into bestiality. No.
Oh my goodness. So speaking of millennials, though, if we can move off
Yeah, what do you-
somehow, are you comfortable moving off of that topic?
Why won't millennials eat sushi?
Okay, so-
A ton of millennials eat sushi. I don't get where this is coming from.
I do agree. A ton of millennials do eat sushi.
I might argue that like millennials popularized sushi to become because like sushi didn't
I feel
used
like
to
our
be
generation
No, I
did.
definitely think that was our
sushi
generation.
didn't used to be like a big thing in the U.S. It was very minimal, and now every Chinese restaurant has sushi as an option.
So you're saying
Kinda
sushi-
that kind of like just came up.
He's saying sushi's only been around since 2007. I
No,
wasn't
I'm-
eating sushi in 1995.
I'm saying popularization within within every restaurant. You couldn't get sushi in every single Chinese restaurant.
Maybe not in New Hampshire.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
kind of a podcast NH, everybody. We're out here in New Hampshire. It's maybe, but I'm from Atlanta, where you could get ethnic foods. I mean, you could eat whatever the fuck you want.
I was in Virginia, yeah, and we used to eat a lot of sushi.
I ate a ton of sushi in the 90s.
Yeah.
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 So what did you?
But I agree. I feel like sushi is very popular now. So how do y'all feel about being millennial? Like, do you guys recognize, or do you guys, what's the word I'm looking for?
Take pictures of your food. Do you take pictures?
Well, I
of
mean,
your
that's
food?
one thing that I think millennials
I do.
do.
I take
He does.
pictures of fucking.
Do you guys,
I know I follow you on Instagram.
One of my whole Instagrams. I got 3 Instagrams because I curate different content on each one, and so one of them is like food, beer, porn.
Sorry,
of himself.
I was trying to find a.
This motherfucker's like, yeah, I take pictures of my food, motherfucker. Here it is.
Yeah,
I was like, I
trying
take
to find a photo.
videos of my food actually.
There we go.
And it's a picture of Dito Angel's ass. What is that?
That's
Dito Angel's
BBQ pork chops.
That does look good.
Slow cooked in a crock pot
Oh, damn.
That does look good.
with some spices on top.
Spices.
So yes, I picture if I make really good food like myself, I'll take a picture.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's like from a restaurant, unless it's like really nice looking or something, I won't. But it'd have to be like $100 like plate of food.
So do you guys relate to being a millennial? Because I feel like there's some, stereotypes to millennials, like job hopping or lazy or
Eating
this or
ass
that.
on avocado toast, yeah.
Yeah, I think that
First date, eating ass on a first date.
Not that.
I think that the what is it, the Gen X doesn't understand what a millennial is or the age range of a millennial, and that they kind of lump in a lot of the people who are teenagers right now as millennials, and they're not.
Yeah.
They're,
I don't think they are.
They're the next generation.
Yeah, it sounds like
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to distance yourself from the Tide Pod eating motherfuckers. You're like, hey, I eat avocado toast and ass.
No,
Maybe,
because
okay,
I
but
don't
not
believe
Tide
that.
Pods.
I don't believe the Tide Pod. I think that was a manufactured fad that wasn't even a real thing.
I don't think it was a
I've
real
only
thing.
ever seen
For
2
the record.
videos, and they were the ones used on the news. I've never seen like it as a real thing. Same thing with condom snorting, which like nobody's doing that
I
stuff.
saw a video of that.
So
That's
like
weird.
like maybe like 3 people are doing it, but I don't think that means a whole generation is, and to put that on a whole generation is ridiculous,
very
especially when you're doing it to the wrong
Yeah.
the wrong generation.
So how would you? What do you
So
relate
you're
to?
saying like when you accuse white people of being shitty dancers, you shouldn't put that on all white people?
No, I mean that's accurate, but like I mean like if you're going to do the stereotype, at least do it for the right people. If you're saying white people are bad dancers, and you say that to a black guy, like that doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not even white. Why are you saying that? Like, not only is that an offensive stereotype, but it's not even in any way relates to me. I think one of the biggest thing that defines a millennial is is what other generations might call lazy, in that what drives a millennial isn't necessarily money, but a work-life balance. So I don't get, all jazzed up about, you're going to give me an extra 50 cents an hour. Like, I would rather have an extra week off every year or something like that. I want a balance between work and home. And I think a lot of that derived from us seeing our parents kill themselves working, and they were never around because they were always working. And all we cared about was spending time with our family. So now we, as we grow up, have decided we're not going to be like our parents. We're going to put a value on not working, on doing things that we want to do, on podcasting, on fulfilling inner needs within ourselves and creating and
While
making
simultaneously making zero money.
and that's not even true. I mean, I'm less than 30 years old, and I make a very good wage right now, and I've worked very hard to do that. I have a dual major in business management and finance from the state of Maine college, and I've been in management most of my life. I've held multiple jobs at a time. Right now I hold a full-time job and a part-time job while running a podcast and starting other creative endeavors. So I think to say that an entire generation is lazy when you don't even understand the thought process behind that generation is completely off base. And when people say things like, okay, so right now the millennials are in this pool of, they are the majority of the workforce, but why then are people having such trouble finding jobs? It's because, and why are the trades failing so bad? It's because millennials were driven to college. I did not have a choice in whether I went to college or trade school, because trade school wasn't an option.
Yeah, because your Native American grandma was going to beat the fuck out of you. She's like, you're going to be the first one to go to college and graduate.
My dad and mom both went to college, but 95% of our graduating high school class went to college, and that's because we were driven into it. We were given 3 free applications to colleges because it was the school got money from the state when people went to college out of their high school, and that was the measure of whether the high school was succeeding or not. So that's what we were driven towards. So doing a trade, doing roofing or electrical or plumbing, which arguably people can make a shit ton more money doing, because
a lot of money doing that.
there's a shit ton of money in that. Nobody was pushed towards that. We were all pushed towards quote higher education. Now I have $50,000 in debt. I pay $700 a month in loans.
I owe $88,000, and that's an improvement.
Exactly my point
Fucking
is
sucks.
For my education and work experience level, I am underemployed and way over debt. So I am a slave. I'm an indentured servant. There is no way that I can ever branch off and start my own business because I have these debts that I have to pay back.
It's like you pay all this money to go to school, and I'm like, I kick myself on a regular basis because it's like I didn't have somebody telling me and explaining to me about the loans and this and that. I mean, I wanted to go to school. I have 2 undergrads and I have a grad degree, and then I went to a 10-month internship. So I have a ton of school, but I was living in a single apartment when I was in undergrad. Like I was working, but I wasn't.
She wasn't even working as a stripper though. Like she could have been making way more money.
I know, but like
you weren't even shaking your ass for a dollar bill.
No, but like I was taking out loans, and I was also working, and I was also living. I had a car payment. It's like, God damn it! I wish I was living like a poor college student, and I was not living it up. I wouldn't have. I mean, I came out with like $98,000 in debt.
You know why I
like,
don't have that much school debt? Because I drank lab grade ethanol to save money.
Yeah, that's smart.
Instead of beer.
Now, if I had gone out of high school and straight into work driven towards management, which is what I want to do, I could be in the exact same spot that I'm in right now, minus all of the debt. I could be in the exact same spot without a degree. And then, if my next promotion required a degree, I could be in a position to have saved money to afford to do that and do it at a discount, maybe first 2 years community college for my gen eds, and then...
And that's like what we're doing with his...
I don't know. I mean, look, part of me feels what you're saying. The other part is like, he sounds like an entitled millennial. So I think he sounds just like a...
absolutely. And
I mean, just, whiny old entitled millennial. What do you think, Christina? Doesn't he sound like
I don't think so.
Whiny bullshit?
I don't think so, but I think that people are always where we drive people through school to school, and I think that I wouldn't disagree with that. I think that college is amazing, and I think higher learning is amazing. However, you can get out of school and not be in complete debt. Like if somebody had a conversation with me and kind of helped guide me, or if I'd listened or whatever, but I don't know. I don't think that I don't know. I think millennials, I do think they take a lot of pictures of food. But I don't think
she cites that as evidence that I might actually be a millennial myself, because I'm kind of right on the line.
You are. are.
But, I mean, who has the least student loan debt in this whole fucking room? I'm just saying, if we're measuring by student loan debt, I'm definitely the least millennial.
He doesn't
guy.
have any. So.
You don't have any. Well,
You don't? Why
I
don't
actually
you
thought he
have
was
any?
sleeping over there. Did you poke him and wake him up? I'm glad you did. Okay.
Yeah, I poked the bear.
How do you not have any student debt, if you don't mind me asking?
You go to school for 1 year and then you pay it off.
He doesn't have a degree.
No.
No? And yet you're dressed like the most successful one among us. You're over there wearing slacks with a shirt tucked in and a tie that you have not even used to choke yourself while masturbating yet.
I got some nice dress socks here.
Those are nice socks. I like those socks. They're
Thank
really
you, thank
nice
you.
socks. Yeah.
I went to this convention where I work for a roofing company, and there were a bunch of other business owners who owned roofing companies, and they were all bitching about millennials and saying, like, well, why can't we find help if there's this many people in the workforce? And the presenter was like, well, because millennials are lazy, and I fucking went off. And I explained to them exactly why you can't find help right now, and it is because of a lot of the reasons that I cited where we didn't have those as options. And had I known that being a roofer or being an electrician, like, you can make the amount of money that you can make, I think myself and a lot of other people might have, at very least, looked at that as an option. And I just think that millennials are being chastised for things that may have been A, out of their control, or B, they would have been undereducated about. Now, how much of that is on millennials themselves? How much of that is on their parents? How much of that is on the government? I mean, that is all neither here nor there, and I think that millennials should take a large portion of that blame, because you live your own life and you have to make your own decisions. But I don't think it should be as much as what's being given to them.
So I always think of stereotypes that there's...
I don't really shit on them for being lazy. I just like joking about them not eating sushi but eating ass. Like refusing to eat sushi but eating ass. That's like really where my expertise. I'm like, oh, this is all really interesting shit. I hadn't thought about this. I really just like to joke that they eat avocado toast and ass and eat ass on the first date and not eat sushi. But
I think you
this
just
has been
talked
very
over me.
Your
The
turn.
listeners can't see you flipping me off.
No, they never will.
What was I going to say? I was going to say that I think stereotypes, they're created, and there's a part of it that is true. Like, there's a reason why stereotypes are created. So that brings up for me with the millennials, there must be something that's caused the stereotypes of millennials. So, like, what do you think that is?
People misunderstanding.
I think
Those darn kids. Don't you feel like every generation, this is not limited to baby boomers looking at their millennial grandkids and saying, you damn kids. I think every generation has the older folks, as one generation ages up to 50, 60, and they've got kids and even grandkids, and they look down at the younger generations and think, oh my God, they're so soft. The world is so fucked. We're screwed. You damn kids. I think that's something as old as time itself. It's just part of society, is that you think, man, I'm a fucking badass, and I went through some shit, and I had to starve. I had to eat hot dog sandwiches, and I had to drink lab-grade ethanol in order to survive. These kids don't know what hard work is. But I feel like that's not... Right now, it's the millennials because they are the young people that are in the workforce. But I have a feeling that in 50 years, the millennials will be like, man, have you seen these new, whatever the fuck they call in the new generation? Like, Jesus Christ, you thought eating Tide Pods was fucking bad. These fucking guys, they start calling hot dog sandwiches and shit. What the fuck? A calzone is not a fucking pizza sandwich. You fucking motherfuckers.
You know what? A calzone is a pizza sandwich, and I don't care what you say.
These kids are fucking saying that a calzone is a fucking pizza sandwich. Look, I came up in New York. You motherfuckers want to call a calzone a pizza sandwich?
you
What is
didn't.
wrong with this fucking generation?
You grew up in Georgia.
I did. But my character that I was just playing a second ago, if you could suspend your disbelief for just a moment and probably like just maybe try to help me create a little bit of comedy on this fucking show, then, you would understand that
comment
was
helped.
not...
We did take it pretty real.
Yeah. It sounded good, though, I thought. So a calzone is a pizza sandwich? How does it become a pizza sandwich? Did you argue that the pizza is indeed an open-faced sandwich?
I argue just about everything is an open-faced sandwich. Yeah.
Pizza is an open-faced sandwich?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Is there a
Like,
size
that's a
limit to a sandwich? Because I
stretch.
feel like a pizza's kind of big.
No, what are you talking about? Okay, let's say you have a 4-block wide piece of bread, and then you put a 4-block wide piece of meat and cheese on it, and then a 4-block wide piece of bread on top of that. Is that not a giant fucking sandwich?
I wouldn't
There
eat
is
that.
no limit to the size.
4 blocks? You're going to have pigeon shit all over that.
I don't care about what else
not
other
eating
condiments are on it.
I prefer mustard to pigeon shit. So, I mean, like, where do you draw the line on sandwiches, Pepin? I mean...
So I've had this kind of discussed at length, so... I think sandwich is kind of like a kind of colloquial term. You can have a specific definition, but you can essentially saying this is essentially a sandwich, right? So I think a sandwich has to have like bookends, right? Some sort of thing that's bookending something that's inside, and it has to be edible, of course. So I think Wendy's had this sandwich, or maybe it's some other place, but they were like 2 chicken kind of patties, right? And then it was like something in between, like cheese.
Yeah, I think KFC had one. It was like bacon and cheese on the middle.
Maybe that's what
bad.
it was. Yeah,
wasn't bad.
Yes, yeah, that's what it was.
It was low carb, so I heard it was healthy. So I just ate that for a year. And then I got diagnosed with cardiomyopathy. I don't know how that happened.
Mm-hmm. So I consider that a sandwich, right? Because it's 2 similar items encasing something else. Flatbread, it doesn't have to be contiguous. It just has to contain both sides. But the thing is, there's open sides to it.
What about a wrap? Is a wrap a sandwich?
No, because a wrap is it's something
contained.
That's wrapped. It's contained. It's not a calzone though, because a calzone's like it's kind of baked into it.
Is a taco a sandwich?
No.
Is a wrap a taco?
Is a wrap a taco?
Closer to a burrito, right?
Yeah.
Which are all sandwiches.
So this is why we got into podcasting, isn't it? So we can have this hard-hitting conversation about sandwiches.
I have a definition.
Let's hear it.
Per Wikipedia. So Wikipedia says a sandwich is a food typically consisting of vegetables, sliced cheese or meat, placed on or between slices of bread, or more generally, any dish wherein 2 or more pieces of bread serve as a container or wrapper for another food type.
So what he was
So
saying
bread
about...
seems to be...
But that said 2 or more, but I would argue that if you have peanut butter and jelly on one piece of bread that you fold over, it's a bitch sandwich, but it's still a sandwich.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a half a sandwich.
It's a yeah, I guess it would be.
Bam!
But it's still a sandwich.
It's actually a peanut butter and jelly sub.
No.
Yeah. But it's not a sub roll. Doesn't a sub roll have to be a specific?
Not necessarily.
So this was... excuse me, that was
It has to be a
Wikipedia.
shitty fucking sub.
And then this is the Webster Dictionary. So the Webster Dictionary says 2 or more slices of bread or a split roll having a filling in between.
Yeah. Oh, I think the confusing thing about these definitions too is, I think there's like the general definition or the kind of more specific definition, but like colloquially, we're going to use terms that aren't like if you see something that isn't defined by that definition, but you look at it and say, that's a sandwich right there, right? You're not wrong because it doesn't fit the dictionary definition just because it's not made up, there's not bread containing it. You're going to say, yeah, it's a sandwich because it's close enough, and then the definition of a sandwich kind of expands. And then you have certain kinds of sandwiches, like, hot dogs on buns and
Hamburgers.
Hamburger
sandwich.
And also subs.
If you go to a restaurant and you're looking at the menu, usually hamburgers and sandwiches will kind of be lumped in. At a lot of restaurants, they're lumped into the same
Fall
menu
under
area.
sandwiches.
Yeah, so you'll see the grilled chicken sandwich here, and then the burger is right there underneath it and stuff. So, I mean, maybe they are grouping a little bit, by family type. I still don't know that I would consider hot dog necessarily a sandwich.
That goes on the kids' menu.
Yeah, with the chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
I think as long as something's being sandwiched between something.
I see.
It's a sandwich.
So you're going with the sandwich idea that whatever it is you're eating, turkey or chicken salad or tuna melt or whatever, it must be sandwiched.
Yeah.
Which came first? I mean, the usage of the word sandwich as like you're smushed in between 2 things, or do you think people say, oh, it's sandwiched there because they were used to a sandwich having 2 pieces of bread? Like, which one came first?
I think it starts, so I think linguistically, I'm guessing, but I think things start off as very specific, and then they kind of expand through time. So, like, I can think of, like, Xerox. So, like, it used to be a term, like, Xerox is for me, right? Now we use the term copy, but Xerox was a very specific thing because there's only one company doing copies.
Or like you say Kleenex when you mean tissue.
Yeah.
Oh, can I have pass that box of Kleenexes, can I get a little drip?
And over time, it just expands to just being the colloquial terms. Now we say Kleenex when we could say tissue or whatever, but the usage expands. And now if someone says, "Hey, hand me that Kleenex over there," and it's just like a rag, a nice rag, you're not going to say that's a rag right there. You understand what they mean because the definition's expanded so much.
And I think the sandwich game done changed when you create an open face sandwich because now anything can be a sandwich.
Okay.
I still don't think a pizza is a sandwich, though.
I don't know
It
that
only
anything
requires
can
one
be.
slice of bread.
Okay, but if it doesn't have bread, like if we're talking spaghetti and you call it a sandwich, I mean, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck are you high on?
Well, okay, let's say you put spaghetti on a piece of bread. Like, that's a spaghetti sandwich.
That's actually
That's
meatball
different.
sub plus noodles. You know what I mean? Like, if you put the meatballs into a sub, you got a meatball sub.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to throw some fucking spaghetti noodles in there too, I mean, look, it's your fucking funeral. You want to eat all those carbs. I mean, shit, I don't know. I can't say I condone all that, but you know, that would be a sandwich because you put it on a bread. And I think maybe that means you could put anything edible into bread and make it a sandwich. So your possibilities really.
I don't even think it needs to be edible. If you put rocks between two pieces of bread, that's a rock sandwich.
That's a bad sandwich.
Shouldn't
You're
eat
gonna
it.
break your teeth. No,
I'm not saying it's good, but it's a fucking rock sandwich.
but you
I
still
think
have to
that's true,
attempt to
but you
eat
get the
it.
2 pieces of bread.
Because you can have like model food that's like just a plastic, it's a rubber formed as a sandwich and painted to look like a sandwich, but that's not a sandwich. It's not food. It's a representative, maybe
It's representative of a sandwich.
it would be like an art. Yeah, but I could paint a picture of a sandwich, and you wouldn't say that's a sandwich.
yeah,
You'd say
that's-
that's a painting of a sandwich. I mean, it's a different thing. Like a sandwich, I can pick up and eat, but a painting of it's an image of a sandwich that's maybe meant to entice me into this particular store. or
So how
whatever.
would you relate that to 2 pieces of bread with rocks in it?
I don't. I'm not sure that that's a sandwich.
What if you
'Cause
put a painting of a sandwich between two pieces of bread?
I don't. I'm not sure you should eat oil paints, though. I mean, those are not. I don't think those are good for
Oh, they're watercolors. It's okay.
watercolors. All right. Well,
It's a sandwich sandwich.
It's maybe it's a little extra cellulose because of the paper, but yeah, it's just extra fiber. You suppose you could eat that? Yeah. And
Wow, I'm
that would be
getting hungry.
a terrible fucking sandwich.
It
But
would be a
yeah,
terrible sandwich.
let's not get a sandwich on the way home.
It's not.
Let's get some sushi
It's like no
in
pizza
Pepin's
for
honor.
you.
Let's get some sushi.
Let's get some sushi in Pepin's honor.
I do think there's like 2 different questions here. There's like what's technically considered a sandwich and what's also kind of like colloquially considered a sandwich.
Yeah.
I think a pizza is too specific for anyone to look at that and say that's a sandwich right there, because they're always going to say that's pizza because pizza is
Yeah.
very well defined. But I think technically you could consider pizza to be a sandwich. Like it's a classification kind of thing.
I think with the pizza, maybe like, you know, if you're baking it and it's going in and the dough is raw, I'm not so sure that's a sandwich anymore. That's almost closer to a casserole for me. That you're assembling raw ingredients and then baking it,
Yeah.
and then they're all meant to be eaten kind of together in the same bite. Like you've got the dough, the sauce, the cheese, any toppings that you might have had. It's almost like a casserole to me. Whereas, like, you know, with the sandwich, you're constructing a sandwich out of like all pre-cooked ingredients. The turkey's already been roasted. The lettuce doesn't need to be cooked. The mayonnaise is already prepared, mustard, etc. And the bread is already baked. I mean, the bread is not. You're not forming the sandwich raw and then baking it, which I think is distinct with the pizza, the calzone. I mean, this is kind of raw and then it goes in the oven.
An add-on to that though would be like say pizza bagels. So pizza bagels are bagels. You put some sauce on there, some cheese, and we still consider that to be pizza. But it's kind of like
I
a
don't-
certain kind of pizza there. Right?
Sandwich.
Yeah, I don't know that I would call a bagel bite a pizza, but
Open face sandwich.
yeah, open face sandwich. Yeah.
The open face is very important.
Mine's less about being accurate, and like obviously calling it a pizza is going to be, people are going to understand that more than anything. But I don't think it's necessarily wrong to say that it's an open face sandwich.
No, I don't think it's wrong. I think you'd be misunderstood though.
Yeah, and
very
you
well,
might
maybe.
get your ass kicked talking like that.
I mean, I
too.
hope.
You might get beat up. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't stop somebody from kicking your ass for calling pizza an open face sandwich either. Wow, it's so easy to just, once you get going on some hot sandwich talk, and we didn't even really touch on the hot versus iced coffee. We'll have to save that for next time, I guess, because it has been wonderful having you guys on the show and talking a little bit about your podcast. Where can people find you guys? I imagine iTunes, Google Play, those type of places.
Absolutely.
We're at Facebook.com/We Need to Talk Show,
And of course, Twitter at WNTT1.
or we have a Patreon. You can donate to us there.
Yeah, give these guys some money. I mean, they're like, listen, entitled millennials, they're begging for your money. Go give them some money. You
Guys,
know?
I'm literally begging you for money.
Yeah, how's he going to afford his avocado toast? I mean,
I don't like avocados.
that's weird. You just lost your millennial card. You eat sushi, you don't eat ass. You're one of us. You're one of us. He's one of us.
It's always long to be Gen X.
Those goddamn, yeah, I know. You get to come enjoy Nirvana and shit with us. It's great. You
And let's
know?
just be clear, I'm Gen X.
Now I
He's
can
a
be
millennial.
Now I can be a wall building.
Yeah,
Piece of
yeah. Well,
shit.
you don't have to be. It's not like the whole generation is all for the wall, but I mean, like, yeah, America,
Yeah, exactly.
America.
build that wall, build that wall.
I was thinking that'd be funny if on one of the shows you talked the whole time in your New Yorkian.
Yeah, just do the whole thing, like-
gangsta
Yeah.
accent.
Yeah, just do the whole thing. Like, what do you call a fucking pizza? It's not an
maybe-
open faced
maybe
sandwich,
like
you
a
son of a bitch.
30.
You eat fucking bagel. We don't serve bagel bites in my fucking deli, you fucking bastard. The fucking shit. Who eats bagel bites? Fuck.
Kind of sounded like Joey Diaz.
Is that a mix
I love Joey Diaz.
between New Yorkers and Jews?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't really do
a
a
pizza
Jewish
bagel?
thing. But yeah, might be. Like a Jewish broad married an Italian dude.
Exactly.
And he's like, hey, I want to make a pizza. And she's like, you can't make a pizza. We don't have any dough.
Is she Italian too?
I don't know.
Which one
I
of them's
don't-
a Jew? Because
I
none
don't
of them
do
sound like
well,
it.
I don't know. Which one's Find the Jew.
Find the Jew.
That does not sound like a fun game to play. That sounds like a game they played in 1930s Germany. Okay?
Oh.
I don't condone that kind of thing. At any rate, you guys should
man.
go listen to We Need to Talk if you can't get enough of that hot sandwich talk. Talk about other stuff too, you know. All the great things, the really deep, philosophical, important issues of our day, porn, losing your virginity, buttholes. You know, so it's been great having you guys on. I hope we do this again. Podcast NH. That's kind of a cool place to go as well. There's a website. You can find both Shit Happens When You Party Naked and We Need to Talk at Podcast NH. Listen notes as well. You can find us on there too. If you don't, you know, if you want to stream it through your laptop or something like that, you want to do iTunes, then hit them up there. Anything else you guys want to add before we fuck right off?
No, it's been awesome, and we appreciate being on the show.
Fantastic.
You guys are a lot of
Great.
fun.
All right, I want
Thank
to see
you.
you try that shirt on now, dog.
Yeah, right now.
Get butt naked.
All right.
No, I'm just
Thank
playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. You can go to the bathroom or something.
you.
Watch you get naked.
I'm rising out the ashes, see a way that comes to my face. A giant walking ball of blind love turned to hate. All the feelings always kept me down in dirt turned to rage. Grab a rapper by his head and shred him up like a page. I'm amazing, like Ye was on 808s and heartbreak so my ex cried.